But we are now into the second semi, and it's a good one. Kolohe Andino up against Julian Wilson, but
yes, it sure is, Ronnie. I was jumping the gun with excitement there. It sure is a beauty, and I feel like this is a very evenly matched heat. Both guys they're both great tube riders. They're both great competitors. They're both great in the air. They're both great on the rail. A bit of an advantage in my mind ordinarily when you're in that first semi-final.
Well, charging into this one, even though he didn't have that inside position. Kolohe has the paddle power to find this insider. Drives up into the lip. Bit of a carve there. Banking off the top and looking to finish this one off right on the inside. Nice little jam off the foam. The wave's starting to step out. Comfortably rides over the top of that shallow section.
Well, it could be in control. You want to bank it, finish it, and have that sense of, okay, I know what I'm doing out here. Now, obviously, he's going to have to build on that one as he comes from way behind the whitewater on the replay, gets in front, wraps through the bump and lump, and his board managed to continue searing in a nice line through that chop. They're pumping and driving through to this little closeout move. So obviously, it'll be a starter score, maybe not one that you want to keep right at the very end, but a shot of confidence and then straight onto the jet ski and back out. So you can see here, there was that flattening out, but at the end he was able to just flattening out of the board itself off the rail onto the bottom of the board, and then he was able to grab the rail and drive it through the back end of the turn.
I think they love the power of this place. This is a small day when you look at the history of the event and some of the ways that we've had, but it is still a challenge for the competitors, with John Florence even saying there's plenty of wind to deal with out there at the moment. Julian Wilson, last year's title runner-up, trying to kick things off with a big bang. He just didn't have much to celebrate at the start of that ride, did he, Barton? So he tried to finish strong.
We see it here on the replay. A bigger wave drops down, comes up earlier and gets the first turn in earlier. A lot more face than what Kolohe had second turn in. But with this offshore wind, I don't know that was ever going to be converted. You just see the wind just grab that board and go, sorry, not today, mate. Too strong. And flick it out the back. And again, interesting to see that more conservative approach for Kolohe, and with maybe an eye to building, where Julian, his approach and what he was thinking was more like conversion. Let's turn this into something. Is a 4-5 any better than a 3? Most probably not. Mathematically, of course it is, but in terms of the longer term picture, do you want to show your intention and really go for it, or do you want to be a little more conservative and bank a 4? That's a toss-up. I do like the idea of finishing the ride, feeling good about this, but again, even with a completion, maybe he was coming a little below Kolohe's even, I don't know, but I feel like nothing ventured, nothing gained in that sense. Now got his 2 complete rides, and we'll see Julian here. He also has that time waiting. It's bumpier, it's harder. First turn into the lip. And see here, it gets some weird ribs in it. Maybe there wasn't enough speed or a line to find the speed to hit the closeout. Maybe I was being a little critical of that, but somehow I feel like just a completion on this one would have been a good thing. But again, you can see that weird flat area between that wave, and it got separated.
Andino with priority out the back, eyeing one off at the moment. Look at the wind factor out here today that the competitors are having to deal with. Kolohe waiting for his opportunity to dig in. Nice swoop to get started. Loading up and bashes that oncoming section. And just beautiful the timing to connect with the whitewater there and get the finish. But there is a little bit more to attacking these waves at the moment with the wind up.
It looks more difficult than it has been. See Kolohe on the replay, and he gets that early trim line in to make this section there and has a lot of time to set it up. In the end, it was a nice snap, but there was not a lot of points in that. And you see him come to the inside, though. That's where the points will be. Again, it's not going to be an excellent score by any means, but it's certainly a second completed ride. And we saw Julian fall on the first one, and we'll see it on his replay. He chose not to hit this inside section. For me, Julian completing that second ride might have been a good move.
I think when you look at Julian Wilson and the interviews he was doing last year, there was a bit of deeper thought coming out. As we see Kolohe loading up, he was just looking for an opportunity down the line. 8.5 minutes to go, and we might have jinxed these guys. We said that they'd be getting rid of their opening rides by the end of this final.
100%. Let's have a look at the replay. A couple of pumps down the face into a lip line floater, but he didn't get very high and it was quite low And then the finish, nice finish as well. I don't know that that's as good as Kolohe's 5. I feel like it's a little bit below there. It's certainly going to, the fact that Kolohe's only got the 5 and the 4-5, Julian's definitely getting out there. See how it kind of came a little bit short, but that was sensible with the wind and how much strength is in that wind. And at this point in time, it was important to get this completion for Julian. He does it, lovely flaring last turn. If you're Kolohe, you're happy about this. This is just wasting time and burning time, and there's no decision to make as to whether to go or not. And Julian doesn't have a chance to go them either, but he's got a chance here. Here's the decision to make. What's going to happen?
Well, Kolohe lets him go. Bit of foam on the face. Wilson's going to drive up into this first section, cuts it short under the lip. Wants to time this one nicely, gets his board up there. It's a bumpy ride. Ooh. The fist pump is there. It's a bigger wave. They'll be looking at Kolohe Andino's 5-point ride.
But this last turn, and the last turn was a little bit late. The completion was there, but I don't know that it gets the score. I feel like it's a 5-2-7. Looking at the 5 for Kolohe, I feel like it was attacked a little more aggressively, and I feel like this falls just short.
Well, there was a lot of foam on that fade and turns hard. He couldn't really set his rail too deep on that occasion. Andino's up again anyway. He's trying to get rid of a 4.5 to increase his heat score total. Already some quality in these manoeuvres. Driving through to the inside now. Leans back on that carve. Go up, he's celebrating. Wilson on the outside before the hoot up. Throws everything at that final section. Wow. He's not going to ride out of that one though.
Sets up the rematch of the 2017 final. Kolohe Andino, John Florence. It's going to be a beauty. But sad for the Australians and Julian Wilson coming up just short.
Andino marching on through to the final. He'll take on John Florence.